There's a lot of people that are in this room that own their own, websites. I'm not going to name them, but they're like $130 just for the domain, and there's no product or service. With this, you get partnerships with Google, and you get partnerships with Microsoft. Can we agree those are two powerhouse companies? Absolutely. We're in the IT world, might as well partner up with the best of the best. We have 3,000 exclusive branded products, of which we manufacture none of them. Someone says, why is that important? The reason why that's important is because you don't have to worry about market trends coming out and falling apart. BlackBerry was a huge one. Blockbuster, right? Some of you may be old enough that went to Blockbuster, right? So it's just like, you go to Blockbuster, that used to be our Friday night, get two of them, the big jumbo popcorn, right? It was a lot of fun. It doesn't exist anymore. You don't have to worry about that in our business because we have a contract that's open-ended, meaning we get the best of the best. It's actually derived from what the customers want, and we design a product to match the customer needs. Most companies do what? Design a product and figure out how to sell it. We're the opposite. Hence why we do $1 billion a year. With that being said, we also have 4,000 plus partner stores. Oh, by the way, the $1 billion a year that John was showing you is only in our exclusive branded products. That's not including our partner store sales. I just hope you guys realize that. So with that being said, we get 250% cash back on every single thing that we do for the rest of our lives. For 130 bucks. It's pretty good. My handwriting's not the best, so that's why I speak pretty loud, right? So this gets me excited because, okay, I can do that. The second step is to create. And we create BV and we create IBV. I was like, Drayton, what is this stuff? He's like, don't worry about it. Business volume goes with exclusive brands and IBV goes with partner stores. Why is it in code? Well, we ship to like every country except for like active war zones. So instead of worrying about currency exchange rates and all this other stuff, what they do is they convert it to points, they add it up to a certain threshold, and they pay you in currency of your choice or wherever you are located, which I'll explain in a little bit. The easiest way of doing this is through personal use. This is so simple, it's ridiculous. People say, hey, I don't know if I can run this business. I'm like, you're a consumer. You're already running it. The real question is, you don't know how much money you can make with this business because you're already doing it. When you mean personal use, I don't mean you spend all the money that you already have and just throw it at the site. I'm saying, what's your current budget? How much money do you spend? On average, the average household spends $18,000 a year. So wouldn't it make sense of the $18,000 a year that you spend, regardless of shop.com, you funnel as much of it as possible through our exclusive brands because it gives you an 80% return on your dollar. And whatever you can't get exclusively, go through your partner stores because it's going to give you a 15% return on your dollar. Wouldn't that make sense? Yeah. I don't know, it makes sense to me. We can save you $3,000 to $5,000 a year, let alone the commissions I'm about to get into. And then on the back end, what you do is you share that experience and it leads to retail. I can give you so many stories of just like OPC3 alone has changed not only my life, my mom's life, my sister's life. My mom had varicose veins. Anybody familiar with that? Varicose veins, very painful. I was 19 years old, gave it to my mom. She had varicose veins. She's like, what is this going to do to me? I'm like, I have no idea. I'm 19. I didn't say it like that, but I'll just try. She's like, okay, 80% of her inflammation went away within 6 weeks. It's pretty good. My sister has disability. She has autism. She's on the spectrum, on the higher side of things. We were able to take her off some of her medications because of the anti-inflammatory. For myself, I have, I have a, what do you call it? Irregular heartbeat, so I don't know if anybody else can, have that or whatever, but at working out, I always had to be careful about it. But with OPC3, it actually lowers, I can monitor how many, my heartbeats per second. It actually lowers it by 10 when I'm on it on a higher dosage. And I tested it. I'm going to post it for a couple of you guys later, but I actually tested it to see when I came off of it and when I came off of it. It's so cool. Do you know how many customers I've got just in the last month because of that at the gym? Like, do you think other people are struggling with some of these things I just mentioned? Yeah. And it's like, well, where can I get it? Hello. It's like, come to me, right? And then with that being said, BV and IBV is created. It's very simple. They go through me. And then we also get 30 to 100% retail profit. That says retail, I promise. Right? 30 to 100%. Meaning that when we sell a bottle of OPC3 in 90-day supply, it costs 73 bucks. We get it for 53. That $20 margin goes instantaneously into your pocket. 20 bucks. Someone says, well, Brett, that's not a lot of money. Well, is Mark in the room? Where's Mark? Okay, Mark, this is how crazy this 20 bucks is, because people don't think about it long term. Mark and I actually retailed a product to a woman about 4.5 years ago today. She still buys about $140 worth of the same product every single month for the last 4.5 years. Do the math. It's literally $40 a month times 12 times 4.5. That's how much money. It's over $1,000 and has been put in our pocket for 30 minutes of work for the last 4 years, let alone the commissions that has paid everyone in this firm. So don't devalue just $20 because it's not $20 for the sale. It's $20 every reorder for the rest of your life. And with that being said, you only need 10 to 15 customers per month. 10 to 15 customers a month to create a business that's going to pay you anywhere from $300 a week to $3,600 a week? Really? Like Allison's Pizza Shop does like 10 customers like a minute. In an ideal situation, right? So it's just like, that's what you want. And then with that being said, we have reorders. People say, how is it possible? Because it's consumable needs. Has anybody taken a wake shot? Pollen takes like 6 a day, right? So it's just like, you know, I don't recommend that. But the point is, it's like, you can reorder these products. Cosmetics runs out, skincare runs out, protein runs out, whatever this stuff. That's why we focus on building relationships with our clientele. Because we all go to somewhere where there's a better barber, or a salon, or someplace that we go because we like the person. Can we agree with that? Mm-hmm. And we can also find somewhere that's cheaper, but we don't because we trust the person's service. We do the same thing, is we create a trust foundation with our customers, so it's repeat clientele continuously. And it's based e-commerce, so it's all around the country, the world, 24/7. It's like you can make money when you're sleeping. Like the sun's rising and somewhere else and it's going down somewhere, and you get paid. It's like 4 in the morning, we get emails from people that are buying stuff, and I'm like, well, I'm sleeping, but we get paid. You know what I mean? It's like, Mark just had a transaction that went to like China. Who here's been to China?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, like 2 people. You know, the whole team just got paid off of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just, in my mind, we don't have to worry about shipping and all this other, the company takes care of it for us. Well, Brett, why do we have partnerships? Well, you name a successful company is solely by one person. Pretty sure as great as Bill Gates is, he couldn't do it by himself. Nor could Steve Jobs, nor could McDonald's, you know, Ray Kroc. You have to leverage your time. If you're an employee, you'll say, I don't want to partner because I just want to do it myself. That's an employee mentality. A big business owner says, I want to leverage my time because I know I only have 24 hours a day. When you know, if you don't have your money working for you and you're sleeping, you're doing it wrong. That's why we have partnerships, because we can do together more than we could do as an individual. I guarantee it. Even if you're the best salesman in the world, if everyone in here does $1 a day, we'll still beat you. Because it will compound over time. That's what gets me excited. And can anybody not do these 6 things if like your life depended on it? Like I don't know. Like people say this is too complicated. It's really not. With that being said, you qualify with 200 points, which gives you points to actually have product on hand that qualifies your business in the eyes of the government. What that really means, in a very simplistic way of saying it, your banks open up and they'll start accruing volume that you create. So you have your BV and your IBV banks. The 4th step that Thomas went over was to expand business with A and B. Well, Brett, who's A and B? I have no idea, hence A and B. You know them better than us. We're going to help you identify them. People that are coachable, committed, consistent, have a desire to change. You know anybody who wants a secondary source of income or a primary source of income? You know anybody that has student loans, has debt? You know anybody that's struggling that could put together a 401k retirement fund? Yeah, I named like 95% of society, right? So then we can talk to A and B, right? With that being, I'm not trying to be like mean, but it's just the reality. Like my background was in finance for 5.5 years. It's like, it's almost sad when you look at people's like backings and financially, but with A and B, all we're doing is teaching them these 6 steps, how to personally use. Our first step when someone starts their business, let's save you as much money as possible based on what you spend. The second step is let's get you a testimonial so then we can help you develop a customer base. And from that proven, we're going to develop partnerships. And then A and B will have partnerships. And your business starts to grow and you become more of a mentor and a coach, not a boss. Not saying, hey, you do this or else. It's, hey, what's your goal? You want to make $300 a week, $3,000 a month, $3,600 a week, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. But let's sit down with you and set up an action plan so you can hit that target. That to me was sounded pretty good. Because I didn't have to report to somebody else. Hey, if my goal is to make $3,000 a month and your goal is to make $3,600 a week, Why should we be judged any differently? We should just hit the goal. That's what matters. And our business volume and IBV is leveraged to help pay every single person on the team. Make sense so far, guys?
Yeah.
Can I have a first-time guest, just an easy name? I just need your name as an example. Just volunteer. You were first.
Brian.
Brian? B-R-Y?
B-R-I.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that's why I asked. All right, let's give a round of applause to Brian. Shop.com / Brian. We're going to teach him how to make some money. So with that being said, Brian is going to partner up, let's say Andrea partners up with Ashley, partners up with, let's say Lawrence in the back. And Lawrence does 200 points worth of the TLS protein. Brian, have you tried the protein yet? It's okay if you haven't. It's really good, right? So 200 points, why we care is because it travels up 100%, right, to infinity, paying every single person I just mentioned. Meaning that it pays every single person and then goes 200 points within Brian's max. Cool. What happens if he partners with myself, partners with Mark, partners with Joe, and Joe does 120 points worth of the cosmetics for his mother, right? His mother buys the cosmetics. It goes up 100% and travels into every single person's banks, and then it goes into Brian's max. We have 320 business volume. Some people get excited, some people don't. To me, it's not about the points, but it's about the concept. Who here has a traditional job, like most people, right? So we have a traditional job, meaning that you work in a specific field, HR department, marketing department, financial department. If you don't own the company, if you work in HR, you don't get paid off financial. You don't get paid off accounting. But here, you can operate and you can figure out what's good for you. Like my biggest, believe it or not, my #1 selling is skincare. Right? Perfect. No. No. It's not me, right? My mom. Right? It's a very easy, like she helped me a lot with that. But people will say, oh, it's health and nutrition based on your background. No, it's actually skincare, 70%. Why? It just happened to be that way. But we get paid off of, I don't use cosmetics, we get paid off of cosmetics. I don't get paid off of half the other stuff. The point is you get to leverage your time. And you get excited about it because you get paid weekly. Meaning every single Friday you get a commission check because, hey, on this aspect, what happens is if someone does 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and it adds up to 1,200 on your left and 1,200 on your right, you'll receive a check for 300 bucks. Who here would like an extra 300 bucks a week in addition to everything else you do? It's not bad, right? $300 a month saves 80% of foreclosures in 07, 08. And it's not the big number that gets people, it's the little numbers that people don't realize make a big difference. $300 a month, if you knew what you're doing against your mortgage, you can save years off your mortgage if you just double down on your mortgage payment. Which is saving you $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 off your total mortgage if you know how to cut it down. Don't just look at $300 as income, it's an asset. What happens if you don't hit 12 and 12? Let's say Brian's at 1,200 and say 1,100. He doesn't get the $300 check, but it's okay because our volume stays in our banks for 365 days. So next week, next month, next quarter, someone decides to shower. We don't know what took them so long. We don't ask. The 100 points travels up, it pays every single person, and then it hits 12 and 12, and now Brian hits that $300 check. So you get to work at your own pace. A lot of people say time is a concern. Great. Awesome. Time's on your side. Because as you understand 100% to infinity, there will be people in your business that don't not just have, that's a double negative. You only have 5 hours a week. Maybe they have 20 hours a week. It still pays you. Someone has 70 hours a week. Someone's full-time income is based off of this. They're going to be putting in a little bit more effort. Let people's strengths compensate for your weaknesses. That's why time should never be a concern. Money should never be a concern because we work together as a team. IBV works the same exact way. 50 IBV from Home Depot travels up 100% to infinity. It sits pretty in his banks. Who here wants more than $300 though? About 90% of the room are doing much better. Okay. 2,400 and 2,400. You'll receive a $300 check. 3,600 and 3,600. You'll receive a $300 check. And then the last threshold is 5,000 and 5,000. It's a little bit more effort, but they're going to send you a $600 check. If you do this all in the same week, it's $1,500 bucks for the week. Who here would like $1,500 for the week? Every single week. Might change what you're doing, or it might cut down on the hours that you're putting in. I don't know, $1,500 a week's pretty good. It's an extra, what, $78,000 a year on the side? I don't know, even a month. Do you guys realize, like $1,500 a month, if you're 25 years old, you're gonna work till 60, 65 statistically. If you never touch the income from this business, you put it into an account, you'll have over $500,000 without interest. Just by $1,500 a month. Do you know what the average 50-year-old has in liquid assets right now, or liquid cash? 10 grand. So like, sometimes we think like we overplay like the money, like, oh, it's not that much. But then I'm like, well, if that's not that much, the average in the economy would be a lot higher. So don't devalue what you have in front of your hands. And then $1,200 and $1,200 for Ivy, you're going to a partner store, you're going to Victoria's Secret, Home Depot, why not get paid $300? 24 and 24, it's another $300, right? Someone goes on vacation, it's $300, right? Someone decides to remodel a house, now it's $600, right? Now it's $1,500 extra a week coming in because of your partner store. It's $3,000 for the week. $3 grand for the week puts you statistically in the top 15% of the world. When I first heard that, I was like, there's no way that's possible. But then I realized that, like, logistically, like, 3 billion people like don't have like electricity and clean water and everything else, which is something we take for granted. For $3,000 a week, are you kidding? Imagine what you can do. Right? Can I have a volunteer real quick? I just need a question. I'm gonna ask you 5. Okay, here we go. No, you don't have to. You can sit right. Sorry. If $3,000 for the week came in this Friday, what's the first thing you do on Friday?
Just pay down the debt that I have.
Okay, cool. Next Friday, $3,000 comes in. What do you do?
Probably save a little bit and then just keep paying down this debt that I have.
Okay. Third week, 3,000 comes in. What do you do?
That's free.
All right, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Fourth week comes in. Now you've made $3,000 in 4 weeks. What do you do?
Probably just chill some, just.
Thank you for being. Thank you for. What's your name? I'm sorry.
Khalid.
Khalid. All right, let's give him a round of applause. Okay. Some of you are wondering why am I asking him these questions. My point is, most people, if you ask them what are you going to do, $3,000 comes in on Friday, they're going to say either one of two things. They're either going to pay off a bill or they're going to do something luxury where they're going to buy something they've always wanted. Then you ask the second time, then it goes towards investment, maybe helping a parent or helping a loved one. You ask them a third time, then the rational brain comes in, I'm going to save. And the fourth time, maybe it's vacation. Then it's what? Most people don't know what they're going to do after the fourth or fifth time because they never think they're ever going to get there. My point is, it's not him. If I ask any of you, by the time you get to the third or fourth time, most people don't realize it because they don't ever rewire themselves to think that they're ever going to have enough time to pay off all their bills. Most people work their entire life to do one thing, and that's pay off bills. I use that as an example to make you think it's much more possible. The life is much more than just working to pay off and retire and have a 2-week vacation. And when you help other people, Brian, if you helped Andrea get paid and then you helped me teach Mark how to get paid, because of the default of the 100% to infinity, an extra $600 check will give to Brian. So now he makes a $600 bonus check for the week or $3,600 for the week. I fell in love with this because it was like, man, I have to be like really silly, like I'm not going to use anything else, but I have to be really silly to not understand 100% to infinity, and if people that are financially invested into me have to help me in order for them to become successful, why the hell would I ever be skeptical? Because you literally have to be stupid to literally shoot your own business in the foot. Like, you literally have to have such a big ego that you don't even belong here. Because if you understand this, Brian literally has to help people get paid so then you can get paid. And it only solidifies future team people and future, it blows my mind. I can't even speak. Because when you understand it, it's just like, yo, like that's why it's been 26 years, never a down quarter, the ethics and integrity, the way the marketplace is handled. There's over 1,000 people who've made $1 million. The reason is because that it makes no sense to not help people. You can't falsify a family environment. You can for a little bit, but eventually you get sniffed out. After 26 years, it would have been sniffed out by now. It just makes sense. And the reason why it stays together is because it's capped. It's capped to make fair. Right? Meaning that when you hit 5,000 and 5,000, right, your points flush away to 0. Why? Because it's exponentially growing. I'll tell you from experience, when we first started, there was 4 people in this room. You know how long it took to hit 5,000 with 4 people? Too long. Okay? You know what? You know how long it takes to hit 5,000 with this room here? 2 days. Not even. Maybe a day. Some of us half a day. It goes really quick. You're at a point where this team is doing well over 20,000 points a week. 20,000 points a week. Wow. One person getting paid on that, that's pretty nice. But we'll find you pretty quickly. Right? So now the point what ends up happening is 5,000 comes out. This extra volume, 15,000, is not utilized to pay you or Brian. It's utilized to help pay everyone else on the team. Because it's fair to say he didn't create that by himself. We all work together. So you're going to get paid based off the cap for everybody. To me, that makes sense. Seems like a pretty fair system to me. People that came in after us make more money than us. People that we started after we make more money than. It's fair. Today, it's actually a better opportunity. It's more lucrative today than it was when we first started. It's actually better today. It's better than 1992. It's better than 1995. That's so exciting. And if you want to make more money, you absolutely can. You just can't open up a business that's in competition to yourself. Why would you do that? Why would you spread yourself thin? This is about working yourself out of a job, not into one. So create more, not competition, but create more synergy within your business. You create those 10,000 points that you had to create anyway. Why not put those points within your existing business and now it pays every single person and it solidifies Brian's first income. So now he's working the same amount of effort but getting paid twice off of it, making 18,000 to 25,000 every 4 weeks. And it's not about the money at this point, but it's about the lifestyle that comes along with that. It's about the people that you've been able to help. There's people that have been able to do this at 23, 24, 25, 26, let alone any age. Imagine being 26 years old, pulling in an extra 20K a month. Residual, by the way. Not working 100 hours a week. What would you do? There's a woman that we work very closely with. We'll be with her in Miami. Her name's Olivia Lee. She did that, 26 years old. It's not about her money, but people don't know this, is that she actually helped 9 other people come out of Penn State University never having to fill out a resume. I don't know about you, but when I graduated St. Joe's at Pico, like, I didn't keep track of how many people didn't fill out resumes. I just wanted to make sure I got paid. And here's a woman that actually helped 9 other people be able to retire themselves in the young age of 20, 21, 22, 23. I don't know, I wanted to have some sort of legacy attached to my name, not just go to work and die. Like, that's just really how I think. The third business, you can open up your third business, great, 10,000 BV, helps everyone paid. Now you can open up 999 business development centers. Does anybody come close to that? No. I just want you to know that it's mathematically possible. But there's women and men that have been able to do this at $36,000 every 4 weeks. Like, it's not even fun to talk about because people don't believe that it's, like, I'm talking about most people's annual salary in a month. You know what I mean? People laugh, but it's true. And it's just, you know, you sometimes have to think much bigger. That's one mistake that I made. I'll be very transparent. My biggest mistake is that I didn't believe big enough soon enough. Because I'm not anything special by any means. Just did this a lot of times. But I can tell you one thing, that the level that I'm at now, I could have hit 3 years ago if I tried. It wasn't my market, it wasn't my money, it wasn't my credibility, it was my 6 inches between my ears were not right. You're worth a lot more than you put yourself, like, limitations-wise. Brian, if you want to make more money, you absolutely can with these 2 businesses, but I'm going to tell you from experience, you're going to talk to Carl, we'll say C. And say, hey, Brett, or Carl, or whatever. Let's make a lot of money, let's work together, let's change the world, whatever gets you excited in the morning. Carl's going to be like, you know what, Brian, you come back to me when you make it real. Okay. 2 to 3 years later, you make it real, Carl says, hey, oops. Yeah, and you're like, yeah, oops. Right, Carl's going to come back, right? Carl has to go to the next available spot. Does this actually happen? Absolutely, absolutely. It's happened to me, yeah, a lot. A lot. It's funny because people say, do you still do that thing? What does that even mean? Do I still run a business? Do I still not have to work 70 hours a week? Yeah. Do we help other people? Absolutely. This person has to start in the next available spot. Why is that good? Because now every single person, everything that we made mistakes on, we're going to help Carl become successful much quicker, much faster. What took us literally 2 months, 2 years in the beginning, or people are doing in 24, 25, 26 days. It's ridiculous. It really is. It makes us look silly, for lack of better terms. If you, A, has a partner, Andrea, next available spot, Pat, next available spot, Evan, next available spot. Carl just received 3 new partners. He doesn't even know the difference between BV and TV yet, and he still gets paid. Like, he doesn't even know what's going on. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, God forbid. Right? So, with this being said, why is this good? Because now you don't have to worry about, oh my God, I got to do everything myself. Let's work together as a team and create something bigger than ourselves. This is so cool. And then Brian, if you have a sale of 200 points, instead of you keeping it in traditional sales and it pays Brian and goes up, we can actually take the volume and place it into the last person we partner with. Why would we do that? Because the volume is now going to pay every single person. Who is this, Andrea? She's at 4,800 and 5,000. 200 points goes into her bank. She just got paid 1,500, and it goes right back to Brian like it never even left. You know, we can help people get paid. Literally, with that back office that Thomas was talking about, you literally can see where people are at and say, hey, where can I place this volume to help maximize payout as many people as possible? This 200 points is about $300 in sales. A $300 sale can literally pay this person $600, $300, $1,500, $1,500, yourself $2,000. Talk about an ROI. If you're in the marketplace and you make 20%, you're good, like really good. You're talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, 600% on one order. That to me, I was like, holy cow, I have to be like ridiculous to not try. You know? And you get to help people. Oh my God. And then there are requirements. What I want to say and what I'm allowed to say, right? So the requirements are very simple. 50 points a month, 10 IBV a month, and a UFMS, which is your back office, right? Your 50 points a month is about $75, $15 through partner stores, and then $20 a month through your back office, which is $110 a month in overhead. $110 a month in overhead. People say, wow, I can't afford that. Well, let's go back to this step. It's personal use. You do more than $110 a month. It's not money spent. It's money redirected. I guarantee you everyone in here pays more than $100 a month in some bills, some fashion, some food, some luxury. Why not funnel it through yourself and take care of it? Oh, and by the way, even if you want to write it off, you absolutely can because it's the back office. If you sell a product or use the product, $90 of it, it's $20 a month. And remember that $20 a month in OPC3? It covers it for free. Are you kidding me? You're talking about a business that literally doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything. That's why when people say this business costs me money, I'm like, well, you really don't know finance. Because you have to give your money to Procter & Gamble regardless of me. You have to give your money to Chanel. You have to give your money to, we name another company you give your money to. Why not funnel it through yourself and get paid on it and help other people? Brett, why are you so passionate about it? The reason why I'm passionate about it is because I don't care about online shopping. I'm being very transparent. I'm not a big online shopper. The guy who created Victoria's Secret, I'm sure didn't use a lot of his, but he knew there was a market trend. I get passionate about what this represents. This represents freedom. I didn't want to be like my father. He is my biggest hero ever. Like, he's done so much for me. He gave me a lifestyle that I want to give to my future kids. But I just don't want to be the father that I don't see my kids. I was raised by babysitters until I was 5, and I still don't see my dad. And it's like, it's going to be like that until he retires. And even when he retires, he's already moving down south. So I'm not going to see him. He did so much for me, but it's like, I'm going to have the same amount of money, same amount of lifestyle, but be there. Like, what's the point of having a family if I have to give them to somebody else to raise them?